Hello people, what is cracking like an inspirational back with, I would say, another video, but I've been gone a little while. So before I jump into today's main video, I'm going to quickly explain why I haven't posted for a while. I haven't even posted on my second channel either. Second channel is just because I haven't got any new games that I want to play. And this main channel, the reason I haven't uploaded for a while is because I have been super busy with work, hence why I haven't been which has left me no time to do any brother videos. And I haven't had the money to get stuff to do them sort of videos with him. Any time to watch any martial arts films. Obviously, I have watched all my martial arts films that I want to do. The greatest legendary martial arts franchises. I have watched all those. But obviously, you know, I need to rewatch them so I can give you guys the correct information, not give you false information, and give my true opinion. Haven't had time to sit down and watch them. And the reality of the thing is, I just haven't had money to do a lot of things all the time to do a lot of things. So that's why I've been on a little hiatus. And I don't want to just upload videos for the sake of it either. So, you know, I do apologise about that. But, you know, in the next few weeks, I've got videos planned out. So hopefully you'll get a lot of videos from me. So let's start with what this video is about. Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul press conference. Not going to keep this video too long, but I'm going to briefly talk about what I thought about it and my thoughts kind of going towards the fight. I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, because that's going to be next week's video. I'm going to do a video next week saying who I think is going to actually win the fight and why. But let's just go to the press conference. You might have well called it the John Fury and Jake Paul conference, because a lot of the time it was just John Fury saying shit to Tommy Fury and Tommy Fury saying back to them. A bit like childhood rivals or childs like going at each other. And that's kind of what this press conference reminded me of. A lot of it was like backwards and forwards, jibber jabbers. Like, I think at one point John Fury said he's gonna make Tommy bend over Jake Paul's girlfriend and shag her or whatever, and Jake Paul at one point says suck my dick and all that sort of childish stuff, which, you know, I don't know if that's the typical normal stuff in press conference, because if I put my hands up, I'm not the biggest boxing fan. I obviously know about Tyson Fury and Joshua Anthony and some of the other big boxers, and, you know, some of them. Overall, it was an okay press conference. The only point or fact I would give to Jake Paul, because I'm not a fan of him, so don't take this as me being a fan of him, I just think he has made a good point. He has brought kind of a spotlight to boxing. Now, does that mean I think I agree with him? No. There's the only two good points I personally think came from the press conference, because a lot of the rest of it to me was just, like I said, John Fury and Jake Paul going at each other saying childish stuff. But two good pointers, three good points, which one the Frank guy made. I don't know, I'm guessing he's like a promoter or something. He made a good point. Fair play to Jake, he's stepping up to a proper boxer now. About fucking time, excuse my language, but he's finally stepping up to a proper boxer. And it is going to be interesting to see, can he hang in there with a proper boxer? Can he go the ranks with a proper boxer? Because obviously in the past he has fought YouTubers, an NBA basketball star, a wrestler and a UFC star. Ben Askren was a wrestler, mainly, a UFC star in Tyron Woodley. Now, you know, and MMA is completely different from boxing. I know, because I do MMA myself. I'm currently training in MMA. I do jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. It's completely different from boxing. I've sparred boxers in kickboxing, and it's a very different style of technique and very different. So Tyron really never had a maze. You know, he had a good chance, and I did think in my prediction video he would win, but I was wrong. You know, I've always said this about Jake Paul. He will put the hard work in. You can see he puts the hard work in, but so is Tommy Fury, which is good. That's why it's going to be a really good, interesting fight, I think. But back to the point that Frank made. I got to give it to Jake. He's finally grown some balls and stepping in there with a proper boxer. You know, Tommy's been on the pro circuit for a while. So that is one point I did agree with. Fair play to Jake Paul. He is actually stepping up and going to be fighting a pro boxer. So it will be interesting to see if he's trained enough, hard enough to actually beat Tommy Fury. And like I said, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, and if I do think he will, because that's for another video. And then the second point that Jake made, the only good point I think Jake made, in my opinion, is that yes, unless you count Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, you know, there's a few other boxers, Floyd Mayweather, Tyson Fury. There's only a few that have actually brought a spotlight. Muhammad Ali, Manny Pacquiao. You know, there's other Canelo. You know, there's a few other those names mainly, and a few others. I've only really brought the spotlight to boxing. Unless you're a big name like that, there's not much spotlight on boxing, unfortunately. And Jake has kind of made a good point. He has kind of brought a spotlight to boxing, because you think once he started stepping into the ring and having pro fights, mind you, there wasn't much of a spotlight on boxing. People weren't talking about boxing as much. You know, all the casual fans didn't. You know, the hardcore boxing fans did, obviously, but the casual fans didn't. And, you know, it's annoying to admit that. But I'm not going to be a biased bastard, because, you know, I have said I do not like Jake Paul, and I don't think he's a good boxer. I still agree with that. But there is points I've always said, like, I've always said he does train hard. You can see that. And he has brought a spotlight to the boxing community. I do agree with that. Because by him stepping in and bringing the YouTube side of it, he's brought all the YouTube people to the boxing. He's brought the casuals to the boxing, I think. Not the hardcore, because obviously the hardcore boxing fans have always been there. So I do agree with that point. And the one point I do agree that Tommy made was, this is a proper fight. Tommy Fury is a pro fighter, pro box fighter. How is Jake going to be able to handle a pro fighter when he gets punched straight in the face with a straight jab? Because you've got to think, everyone he's fighted hasn't really landed much hits on him, or hasn't really tested him that much. Tyron Woodley did, yes, and it stumbled him, and then Tyron Woodley kind of just froze and didn't, you know, go for the KO. I don't think Tommy Fury's going to do that. Tommy Fury has got a lot of pressure on him to win this by Tyson Fury, obviously with the last name being Fury, and Tyson Fury saying if he doesn't win this, and John Fury saying he doesn't win this, he's not having the last name. He's a pro boxer, you know. So there's a lot going for Tommy Fury, and there's a lot going for both of them, to be fair. If Jake wins this, then, you know, it's hard to say why you can't go all the way to the top, but, you know, we're not feeling like that. And if Tommy don't win this, then it's hard to, you know, it's going to be like, well, you're meant to be a pro boxer, you know, you just got beat by a YouTuber. So, like I said, Tommy did make a good point there of, you know, will Jake be able to go the proper rounds with a proper boxer when he's getting properly tested? He hasn't been properly tested. And on December 18th, he's properly going to be tested. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Can Jake Paul go the rounds with a pro boxer? Can he take jab after jab and the hooks and the uppercuts from Tommy Fury round after round? Because Tommy Fury's going to have the accuracy, he's going to have the power, he's going to have the speed to hit those without, you know, Jake Paul knowing. So it's a very interesting fight. I'm very intrigued by it. But I just thought I'd give my little opinion on the press conference. Like I said, apart from those three little points I said about Frank saying about the spotlight and Tom Fury saying about he's stepping in with a pro boxer and Jake bringing the spotlight, there's not much else that really went on that press conference, you know. Most of it, like I said, was John Fury versus Jake Paul. So well, it's a decent little press conference. And I know boxing press conferences are always like that, but to me it was a decent one. It wasn't anything amazing, you know. It was entertaining to watch, you know, because I did watch it before I did this video, so I'm not talking rubbish. It's definitely got me intrigued. So next few videos will be, next week you will get my view who I think is going to win on this Tommy Fury Jake Paul. My Christmas podcast, hopefully after that. My end of the year video, how I think the year has gone, what to expect for next year, and then I'll take my little Christmas break, and then that's it. So yeah, hope you look forward to the next few weeks. You know, can't say they'll definitely be on every Sunday, because I have got a lot of things coming up next few weeks, but I will try my hardest to get them out on Sunday, if not it'll be a few days after. But I'm in Inspiration Ray. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you later. Cheers. Bye.